The following video is for entertainment use only and should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own research. Hello YouTube and welcome to my February portfolio update. Good month really. The 2023 stock market crash has held off for yet another month. So take that as what as you will. How do we start off? Say here somewhere, yeah. So I started the month at 11.5% up. Had a sort of big increase, and then I normally put money in at first sort of beginning of the month, but I sort of held out trying to wait for this dip towards the middle of the month, and I missed that dip. I thought, oh, what will I do? It carried on and went up again and went up again, and it come down another little dip. And at this point here, then I was thinking, yeah, let's get towards the end of the month. I need to put my money in, and then it started to dip. I put my money in, went up, and it started to dip a little more. So I was a bit of a day late. If I'd have waited another day and put money in, I probably would have benefited more. But that's what you get when you try and time the market. So it is what it is. The top 10, no real change really. BP still massive. We'll go through that in a moment. Shell's doing good. Nucor, WW Granger, Cardinal Health. Some of these swap around occasionally. And Prospect Capital's moved up a little bit, which is good. And ANG Investments, which is looking good. So just a quick scout through my positions. See how they're doing. What was the biggest ones, biggest losers, biggest winners? I'm not sure what the biggest losers are. I didn't really look, but I know what the biggest winners are. So as we go through. So one of my bigger winners was BP this month. They announced £27.7 billion in profit, which was not unexpected, but they did also announce they'll increase the dividend by 10%. So then that sort of really shot up when they did that beginning of the month. Went from what, £4.70-ish, went up to a high of what, £5.60 odd, £5.67. Finished the month £5.50, so it's a massive increase there. So that's very good. Anything else to look at? One of my new ones, Blue Solar Field. Oh, that was in profit last time I looked. So it's just gone down slightly. Again, it's a new one. Let's see how it goes. Caterpillar, because that was the biggest winner last month. That's had a bit of a decline this month. So from the highs of $264 last month down to $236. So a bit of a decline there. Citigroup's doing okay, which is good. Diageo. It's not really doing as well as I thought it would. A bit disappointed that one. Direct Line. Yeah, rubbish. What's my other biggest one? Greencoat Wind, that's a new one. I did last month. So it's down on them in the last 28 days or so, but I'm actually up a little bit on it, so it's good. Horizon Finance. I'm doing well because of exchange rate, but apart from that, it's doing okay. IBM's had a bit of a. It's doing okay, but yeah, not what I want it to be. Sainsbury's doing alright. I've got a lot more green at the moment, which is good because a few months ago I had a lot of red. Legal in general. Disappointed in this. Seems it's got very good outlook. The share price isn't reflecting that at the moment. I'm expecting this to be quite big before the end of the year. So going through, so check these against your own or see how they're doing. Facebook actually finished, I'm not actually finished about even really. Exchange rate is doing me well. So this is one I've been purchasing, cost averaging in, and then beginning of the month had a massive jump. I was very happy with that. It slowly tailed off again, which I'm not too worried about. Still going to cost average into that. Rocksoft's doing okay, National Grid's doing okay, even though they're in loss, but I'm not worried about them. Pepsi's doing okay, actually doing really well actually. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah, so doing okay on all the shares. Really nothing to be alarmed about. Rio Tinto, they've announced they're going to slash the dividend by about 60%. So I was expecting this to take a bit of a hit in the next few months, which is okay by me because it's a good time to buy. I'm still going to hold this for a long time, so good time for me. The other big spend of the month, Rolls-Royce. So I've been buying these for about a year and a bit now, and so I've been cost averaging it in. So if I can get that in on a year scale, yeah. So I've been cost averaging it in. So I'm cost averaging about 90 pence a share. So as you can see, last year I had a little bit of thing, and then it just dipped, come up again, dipped, come up again, and now it's bam, banged in. So they've announced stellar earnings, so that's a good reflection. Like looking at stock analysts and stuff, and my own sort of research doing this, I think this is going to be in the next 5 years £3 plus a share. So I'm going to continue buying those. Finance one's doing okay. So go. This is why it's in the buy, so it must hold to sell. I wish I never bought it. Enough said about that. Shell, how are they doing? Doing okay? That's it really. All the rest are sort of are what they are. Oh, my another new one, 24 Select monthly. So this is my high risk one. I watched this for a couple of years and it did dip down. I should have bought it here, but I started buying it here somewhere. Should have bought it back there in October. But as I see it started to trend upwards, I thought that's worth a dip in it. It does pay quite a large dividend of 8%. So it roughly works out 0.5 pence a share. So you can and it's a monthly dividend payer as well. So you can quite quickly build the dividends up using that. So that's why I've put it in for this year's strategy, trying to get my yield above 5%. So that's what's in my portfolio. And yeah, quite reasonably happy with it. So I did put £200 in this month. And that's right. So I did my normal things. Let's have a quick look at my pies. Show you what I did. So I did some balancing. So I put in I put £10 in this one because I want to get that to over £1 a month as a monthly dividend, and I put £10 in my 24 Select because again, that's another one I want to get up. So that one's balancing. And then the rest of the money, the £200, was then split by the ratios shown. So £1.50 company in that one, £2 in that one, £1 in them ones, £5 each in those ones. So in my hold to sell pie, I've got my 3M. That's in there because I think they're going to cut the dividend. So on my alarm list. Direct Line, they've announced that they're cutting their dividend. So that's why they're in there. Sergo. That's one because I don't like it anymore. Fell out of love with it. So that's in there to get rid of. And this ETF, because I accidentally purchased the wrong one. So I've put it in there to cost average it in. So it's in a profit now actually. So I might get sold in the next couple of days. That can come out. Looking at my value pie, what's my movers and shakers in there? Facebook and Rolls-Royce. All the rest are not doing so great. My low dividend yield pie. Got returns on that. So I'm getting 15% return on that. Up 387 quid. Just under £3,000 in it as well. It's looking good. And then I've got my high yield one, which is really out of balance. This one we're trying to balance in. So I'm trying to like buy individual companies, putting £10 in or so to try and balance it out. But again, just over £4,000 in there. I've got a return of 12.5%, so doing okay. So that's where I'm at. So then let's go over to the dividends payout I've got this month. So like I say, AG and NC paid out 96 pence. So I've just put another £10 in that, along with my normal investment in that. So that should be, if I haven't missed a dividend date, be over £1 a month next month, which is where I want to be. Apple paid out. They're having a hard time at the moment, so it's what it is. AT&T, This is a prime example. It was paid out 76p. This is a prime example of a company that I fell out of love with and fell back in love with. So 3M could be another one of those. Because they did split and I thought, well, I'm getting rid of it, and then I changed my mind and now it's doing okay. Let's say BP paid out. Oh, not BP, sorry, British Tobacco paid out £1.40. Again, that's a good, reasonable dividend. Caterpillar paid out 46p. That's good. General Dynamics, the War Machine, doing really well because sort of we as human beings can't seem to live together and get along. So there'll always be a business for them. Gladstone Land, 6p. Slow and steady, I suppose. Horizon Finance, that paid out the same as last month. Which, can't work out why. But again, this will be one where I start bumping it up at £10 a month once I've got my other ones where I want it to be. So keep an eye on that. That will go increase quite quickly. Obviously, I sold that one last month. JP Morgan Chase, 55p. That's doing okay. Those paid out as well. LTC Properties, again, same as Horizon Finance, paid out the same as last month. Main Street Capital paid out slightly less than last month. Nucor paid out 41p, which is doing okay. My ETF for bonds, doing okay. Both of them sort of paying really similar levels now, but shame the share price didn't match that. Procter & Gamble, good one, paid out 50p, happy with that. Prospect Capital, this is the next one I'm doing after AG&C. This is the next one I'm putting in to get this over £10, so that should start seeing that from next month onwards, seeing that increase quite largely. Again, very happy with that. Reality Income, another monthly payer one. Does probably best for a monthly dividend versus share price of them all. So I'm happy with that. My short communications shares, they're doing okay. Stag's doing okay. My first payment of that, so what did I put in there? £25 I think I put in there to initially start that one off. Got 16p back. So not bad. I'm expecting that to go up. Well, if I didn't miss dividend day, I'm expecting next month to be around 25p, I think. So that'll go quite quickly up to the pound mark, I think, if I keep doing what I'm doing. Utilities, this is one of the ones I was going to start bumping up for the balance process, but missed dividend date, so I thought I'll wait. I've got time for the next dividend. ETF, monthly one, the UK gilt, government bonds, got 15p. So once I think I've got rid of one of the ones that might hold to sell pie, this one might go in it. It does okay. It does what it is what it is. It's just not big money maker. And the same for that one. Even that does slightly better on share price, but again, still paid out. Money's money. Vornado Reality Trust, one of my REITs. These two, I brought these two together because I couldn't pick between them, and there's not much choose between the dividends, apart from the share price. One does really well, one doesn't. And finally, Whitestone REIT. So then I got £11.25 dividends this month. So let's compare that to the ISA. So it's not really a fair comparison this month because this assumes that I put it in on the first of the month and I didn't invest it until the middle of the month. So it's not fair, but it is what it is. I think the ISA's going to be king this year. I don't think I can put it back. But I would have got £20.62 in interest versus the £11 that I got in dividends. So ISA wins this month for that. But it would have given me now 6,200 in my ISA. So let's go back now and look at my numbers. So yeah, 500 quid in this year. 7,000, call it 7,400, so I'm 1,200 up. So my value of my portfolio is higher than my ISA. It's still slightly ahead, even though it's losing on interest. these are interesting ones. So this year, before I put my money in, this was nearly at, it was at 8 something percent. And then I put my £200 in, brought it down obviously. And then overall, so since I started this portfolio, I'm running at 15.88% profit, which is good. That's just a me metric. I like to track that. So yeah, £27 of dividends so far this year, with a yield of 3.66. So it's going up. Another 1.3 to go to meet my 5% dividend yield target. I'm averaging so far at £2.32 over 12 months. And I'm averaging 191, or my capital growth is this year £191. So I've made nearly 200 quid on the £500 I've put in, which is good. So total capital growth is just over £1,000, which is good. So I'm happy with that. So next we're going to look at the ever so important how each company's performing. So number 1 on the pile was BP. Number 2 is still the Penning Group, so there's no change there. Number 3 is Shell, no change there. And then AG, NC, and Prospect Capital sort of tied for 4th and 5th. No really change there with the other ones, but I'm nice to see these graphs moving up, and happy with that. So overall, this month, so last month I had £16. I've had a bit of a drop, which sort of follows the same sort of trend as 2022 did, even though the gaps are different. But in 2022, March was then an amazing month, so let's hope that trend goes forward. Sorry much to show you there, because it's only 2 months. Over to sort of like a chart that some people might be more interested in, should I say, is my dividends over time versus an exponential trend line. So as you can see, this line obviously changes when dividends come in, but at the moment, the last 2 months have been below that line. So hopefully March will get above it and then sort of balance that out. Okay, and then finally, my predictor. So I'm still sitting on 13 years to get the 50 grand, so I'm still well out with it, but doing okay. I mean, in the middle, when I checked this middle of the month, well, just before I put my money in, really, that was down to 11 years actually. It was looking good, but I put my money in, market changed. Say my 5-year mark, 15 grand. Ooh, it's not 50k, is it? Better do something different. But then the cost of living has really affected that. Okay, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Helps my channel out. And there's a link in the description below for my affiliated for joining Trading 212 if you want to get into trading or investing, should I say. And you'll get a free share and I'll get a free share. And all the free shares that I receive throughout the year, they go into the normal account, and then I sell them at the end of the year and donate to the charity. So last year I donated to the RSPCA because I like animals. But if you've got a charity, again, leave it in the comments below. Right, cheers guys, see you next month.